Welcome to the High Ground Podcast, Mando Watch. I'm Stevie W.
And I'm Callum.
So we're now on episode 3 of season 2, or chapter 11. The Heiress, directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, daughter of Ron, who was the director of Solo, amongst other things, and her return to the Mandalorian because she directed chapter 4, Sanctuary. So, what did you think of the Heiress?
Yeah, well, if you're like a Clone Wars Rebel person, you'll really you'll love it even more because it has characters from that in it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until afterwards, until I went on IMDb and actually came up on YouTube. I'll be honest, and I just thought get the names that sorry, what's the name? Bo-Katan Kryze, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Bo-Katan, yeah.
Axe Wolves and Koska Reeves. I just thought when I saw them, wow, these are just kick-ass looking Mandalorians. And it didn't realize until it came up on a YouTube video that Bo-Katan is in Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, well, originally when she first appears, I thought it was a character from Rebels called Sabine.
Yeah.
Who's also a Mandalorian, has like the purple hair and that. But then when she took the mask off, she even looks like the animated version with the short sort of red hair and the hairband and that.
Paid by.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a really good episode actually, especially the you get to see the stormtroopers again as well, so it's always a bonus.
For me, it was good to see. I mean, we've seen Mandalorians before, but their armor's really dull. It was really a dull armor. But to see these colourful Mandalorians and seeing more, I mean, the armorer actually is female, but to see these two female ones in their bright coloured armor, it's like, and of course, Axe Wolves, I thought that he was just wow. It was just wow. It's like they are. I mean, they were always heavy duty kick ass in what we've seen them, but this was like a cool kick ass. It was, and I liked it. And one thing I really liked was when I found out that they were. Is it just Bo-Katan that's the established character?
I can't remember the other two, but they may well. She is always flanked by other people, I think, so she may well. They may well have been in it. I haven't seen it for so long anyway.
I liked it because I thought, when I found out they were established characters, I really liked the way that they're treating the Mandalorian as a separate entity, so that they put these things in for the expanded universe fans, but there's also it's accessible to those because they have not even seen the movies. And you don't have to go into the. It appeases the fanboys, but it also makes it like for what I say, I don't like using the term, but normal people that just know what they
like
see.
Armchair fans.
Yeah, and it's sort of like on it. I just thought that was fantastic because it doesn't. You don't need to go into it, and I know all the geeky fanboys out there will go into great detail if you ask them about it and go, well, they were in there, you should know this and all that crap. But the fact that you don't, you can, it was so accessible, and I thought, wow, just wow. And it was when I was looking into it, the Koska Reeves, played by Mercedes Vanado. I hope I said her name right. But you know who she was? I didn't realise this when I was watching it. You know who she's also known as?
Is it Doctor Who related?
Nope, absolutely no. Sasha Banks. She's a wrestler. WWE wrestler Sasha Banks. And I was like, when I found that out, because I mean, I don't watch wrestling, but I'm fascinated by the 80s and 90s wrestling,
Yeah.
But when I looked her up, I looked up Sasha Banks on YouTube, and it's like, when you watch it, you can go, wow, you can actually see it is Sasha Banks. So it's kind of cool that if when she does retire from wrestling, she's got a career on the Star Wars circuit. I just thought she was cool, and Simon Sakoff. When I was like, I recognise him from somewhere. He was in Quantum of Solace and Agents of Shield.
Oh, he must be related. He must be Katie Sackhoff's husband, maybe, then? Because she plays Bo-Katan. Is it the same name?
It's, yeah.
Yeah,
SACK.
or other
Ooh.
people will know her from, she's Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica reimagining.
Yeah, sorry, I got his name wrong. It's not Sakov. It's Simon Casayandes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I apologize. That was my fault. It was when I was doing the notes.
You're
Simon,
merging them together.
yeah, it's hard. It was doing notes after doing some other notes. So I apologize, Simon Casayandes. But he was
well,
in.
That's kind of cool now because we've got a wrestler and a UFC fighter in
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh no, I do like Cara Dune. I think she's a great character. But
I did think that was her that was turning up to save him actually
yeah.
at first, and then that weird seesaw that thing was quite cool as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, when Child gets kicked in, I was like, ooh, someone's dead. It's like you touch.
This guy's dead.
You touch the child, and you know you're dead. It's like, and when they go in and they get him, the Mando, I can't remember which one it was, just jumps in and pulls him out. I was like, I was just like, you're dying. You're just gonna die. But I thought the color palette was fantastic on the episode.
It was quite cool actually. I mean, I don't know what world it was supposed, unless they said, but I don't think it had Mon Calamari on it, but I don't think it was their home world, was it?
I don't know which one it was, but it was definitely, and the color palette of costumes. I mean, I've got Jedi robes and everything. I was like thinking, you know what? Turning to that kind of size, makes you wanted to go out and actually make some a costume, because I thought the costumes were superb. And there's also the little scenes with the child when he's looking at the tadpoles. He goes from wanting to eat them to wanting to play with them, and I just thought, considering that they're essentially puppets, the frog creatures are, and costumes, and to have and it goes to where it's where the practical mixed with CG works brilliantly in the Mandalorian. I just thought just those characters which are how they do it. I just thought it was absolutely superb, and the fact that you really do care for the child and the child's safety. It's just a puppet. It's obviously a puppet, but it has a life, and I just thought it was just pure brilliance.
I think they've done that perfect blend of the practical and the CG, like, because obviously, like, a lot of the ships, I'd imagine they are models, but a lot of the scenes I think they are sort of blended with CG, but it's done really well. Like, I mean, you look at some stuff in the prequel trilogy and it looks quite dated now, doesn't it?
Oh yes.
When you do it all CG, whereas the sequel trilogy and this, I think they've sort of thought, we'll go back to using puppets, because there's nothing wrong with puppets. I mean, you get the right puppeteers, and like you say, the child looks flawless. Like, it looks fantastic.
And that's why I think it works. But what the thing really impressed me about this is, it's a fantastic episode. Is the way that, like I said, after we watch it and you find out that they were about the expanded universe, the fact that they have got the right mix with for fanboys and for regulars, and I just think that's perfect. But the one thing which we haven't brought up, mentioning of Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, and I was just about to, actually, to be honest. I knew there was sort of speculation that she was going to be in this series, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if maybe it's going to be a finale thing or the next episode, but this is actually set after Rebels and Clone Wars, so we will get to see what she's up to, basically.
And the alleged casting is Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Now, if that fits into place, and going from what we've seen, that episode theoretically could be directed by Robert Rodriguez, because Robert Rodriguez is directing one, and he would be the one person that would bring in Rosario Dawson, who he worked with on Sin City, amongst other things.
Yeah.
So to me, logic would B, Rosario Dawson to be in a Robert Rodriguez episode, if she is in fact Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know what, I before I even watched it, Bryce Dallas had, it was already on his social media that Bryce Dallas had directed this episode, because I always like to work out who the director is based upon, you know, because the director's not mentioned its names until the end, and I like working out who it is. So
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, that got a bit spoiled for me this time, but I still thought Bryce is a very, very good director. She did a fantastic job. So, ratings out of 5 for the Heiress?
I'd probably give it 4.5. I thought it was brilliant. Funny, I just remembered something now, actually. When you said about, you know, protecting the child at all costs and that, I finally thought of the other sort of film series that this reminds me of now, and it's the Wolf and Cub series.
Ah.
You know, the Japanese, I think they released it here, Shogun Assassin, but it's that kind of, that's what it reminds me of. I had to just get that out before I finished that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give it 4.5, yeah.
Is that Shogun Assassin? That's the one that BB watches in Kill Bill, if I'm right, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. That's basically just an edit of all the films together for American audiences. So.
But yeah, that's cool. But it does go back to George Lucas and you know what Star Wars was, the whole samurai thing, and was it Hidden Fortress, which was an inspiration for A New Hope?
Yeah, that's where he got 3PO and R2 from, because there's two sort of comedic characters in it.
And yeah, so everything does go back, and turning it from a Western to a samurai as well. And that, you know, it is,
Well, I mean, the first episode was a great Western, wasn't it?
Oh,
of this season.
That was superb. That literally ticked every box for me. And then when I found out it was directed by Jon Favreau, I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's why it's so good.
No, you know, this is not bias. It would, no matter who directed it, if it was like that, it would have been. But Jon Favreau is just, and yeah, I am biased. But I'm going to give it 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really did enjoy it, and like I said, I really loved those costumes, the costume design.
They were great.
So
it's nice to see the Imperials again, isn't it, as well?
Oh yes. It kind of solidifies it in the universe when you see the black and white troopers, the classic stormtroopers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Heiress. I'm looking forward to episode chapter 12 at the weekend.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm Stevie W.
And Callum.